All right, good afternoon, everyone. We're back on the docket for the afternoon. We will begin with the first appearance docket, and we will begin with Noel Lee Littlepage. If Mr. Littlepage will come up. Sir, good afternoon.
He's here present.
Yes, you're before the court for, it's a traffic case, yes?
Having trouble hearing?
What's the name of the company you work for?
For me?
There's a traffic case. Are you, that you're before the court for? Can you hear? Okay.
Okay, yes, now I can. Is this for a failure to appear or?
Yes, for February 19th. You were
And
supposed.
where's this for? Because I actually have court coming up on the 28th up in room 755, and that's tomorrow. And I have all my driving under suspend license. It's combined into one.
Yeah, this is a operating without a valid license charge.
That might be for one of his other cases.
But this is one of the cases at the satellite, one of the satellite courthouses. So. So what does Mr. Littlepage wish to do?
I would like to get an ROR. I mean, if you can look at my past, I've been shown to all my court dates. I really have. I mean, this one may slip through the cracks, but my understanding is it was all combined into the central courthouse in room 7155.
All right. You know you have court tomorrow?
At 9:30, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I'll ROR you on this case, and then you'll figure it out and make sure if it's not really combined with the other case that you take care of it.
I appreciate you very much.
Okay, sir. Take care. Raymond.
Thank you.
Raymond Simmons.
Mr. Simmons, come on up, please. Careful, sir.
What's up?
Just hold on to right here so you can keep your balance.
Mr. Simmons, you're before the court for a trespassing charge. Did you hear? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so I do find probable cause. What does Mr. Simmons wish to do?
Judge, I'm speaking Mr. Simmons. He wishes to resolve this case today.
Okay, state.
Offers time served, no return.
All right. All right, Mr. Simmons, if you want to
Just to
resolve.
accept the state's offer,
Okay. Mr. Simmons, can you raise your right hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. Mr. Simmons, you understand everything that's going on today?
That's right, Joe.
And do you need more time to speak with the attorney?
No, ma'am.
All right. And are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
What's up, ma'am?
Excuse me, I didn't understand that. What did you
What's
say?
up?
You're just tired.
Okay. Have you ever been treated for mental illness?
No, ma'am.
All right. And do you understand, Mr. Simmons, that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that by taking a plea, it could subject you to immigration changes?
Yes, ma'am.
What plea do you wish to enter, sir?
No contest.
All right, I accept your no contest plea. I find that it's freely and voluntarily given. I sentence you to adjudication and time served, and I will give you 6 months to pay your court costs. Good luck, sir. You're welcome. Russell Aarons.
Mr. Aaron's bonded, Judge?
Okay. Rayvon Sanchez.
He's here at me.
Mr. Sanchez, you're before the court for one count of driving for DUI. And counts 2 and 3 are traffic matters that are not for magistrate. The court does find probable cause. Does the parties wish to be heard as to the bond?
Judge, he gave me the number of his wife. I intend on calling her after court so she could post his monetary bond.
All right, the bond is $500, sir. Good luck. Marcus Augustine? Marcos?
Nothing,
Mr. Augustin is here, Judge, but he requires a Spanish interpreter.
Okay, all right. Jonathan Muscola?
Mr. Muscola, medical reset, Judge.
Okay. Clinton Tripp?
North Broward, Judge.
He refused.
North Broward, Your Honor, he refused.
All right. This is for ad charge. Is Mr. Tripp represented by the Public Defender's Office?
You know, I'm not sure, Judge. Let me take a quick look. Yeah, we do represent him on case number 1800919, CF10A.
Oh,
I believe he's got a $15,000 bond on that case.
but is this the one, is this a new case or is this a additional charge to that case?
It's a new case.
Oh. All right, we'll reset. Hakeem Hannon?
He's here, Judge at Maine. Come on up, sir.
Mr. Hannon, you're before the court for one count of possession of cannabis, over 20 grams. Count 2 is grand theft auto. Count 3 is resisting officer without violence. Count 4 is violation, counts 4 and 6 are felony violation, no, I'm sorry. Counts 4 and 6 are felony violation of probation, those are no bond holds. And then count 5 is driving while license suspended. And the court does find probable cause. You should be before your division judge tomorrow at 8:30 on the felony matters. And so the bonds that are in place, I would leave those 1,000, 1,000, 100, and 100 on count 5. Good luck, sir. And then we have Eric Loy.
Medical reset, Judge.
Okay. And then do we have Darwin Mingo today?
North Broward, Judge.
He refused, Judge.
Your Honor, I'm gonna ask that the court make a finding at this point.
Right, this is, looks like the third time that Mr. Mingo has been up, so I'm gonna make a probable cause. I find probable cause, and we can bring him back for bond, or if we figure out
That'd be fine,
what
Judge.
else is going on. All right. Thank you. All right, while we're waiting for the Spanish interpreter for that last one, let's go to the felony hearing docket. And the first person that we have is Andre Moet.
Conti.
Mr. Moet was arrested on January 15th,
Yes, Your Honor.
and he has a number for bond set by Judge Levy. What's his status?
The state has not filed an information at this time, Your Honor. He's entitled to an ROR on these charges.
Okay,
He also apparently has a no bond hold for a violation of probation on count 4.
okay,
So, Mr. Mowat, you can be released on counts 1 through 3, but if you are, you'll not get out of jail because of the no bond hold for the violation of probation, and you won't get credit for time served on counts 1 through 3 while you're waiting to go to court on that violation of probation. Do you want to be released ROR on 1 through 3, knowing that, or do you want to withdraw the motion and continue to get time served?
I want to continue.
okay. All right, so we won't take any action on the RR motion then. All right, good luck, sir.
Thank you.
All right, then next we have
I
Kerwin Brown. I'm sorry.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I said I wanted to continue with go forward and get the ROR.
Okay, all right.
Oh.
He'd like to be ROR'd on 1 through 3, Judge.
Okay, then I'll grant that motion. Okay,
Good luck, Mr. Mowat.
okay.
Thank you,
good luck.
sir.
Okay. All right, then next we have Kerwin Brown.
He's in Paul Ryan.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Mr. Brown was arrested on January 25th. What's his status?
State filed information.
The information has been filed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Mr. Brown, you were brought before the court for a 30-day motion. The state has filed the information on the case, so there's no action for me to take on this motion today. Okay?
Why not? I thought I was going to be ROR. I didn't file the charges.
They did file the charges. That's what I just said. They filed the charges today. All right.
That shouldn't be legal. How's that legal?
Brian Villafane.
Mr. Villafane is here, present judge at Maine.
All right. Mr. Villafane was arrested on February 23rd. So I believe he's here for a second look.
Correct, Judge. Mr. Villafane is going to be requesting the court consider releasing him on pretrial release. He's 20 years old. I believe he's been here since he was 2 years old, living here in South Florida. At this time, he's living in Davie with a gentleman that's assisting him to get a job at a mobile gas station. Right now, Judge, he doesn't have the financial ability to post the monetary bond. So we're going to be asking the court to consider releasing him on pretrial release, and we'd have no objection if the court also wanted to impose random drug testing.
I have no objection.
All right, as to Mr. Villafane, then I'll grant the ROR. He'll be on standard pretrial supervision with random drug testing. Good luck, sir.
I'm sorry, Judge, who did you call?
I didn't yet, but I will.
Oh, sorry, I was sidetracked.
The Spanish interpreter is here, so we can.
Senor.
Good afternoon, how are you? All right, let me swear you in. Do you swear affirm to translate from Spanish to English and English to Spanish?
I do. Moises Hernandez for the record.
Mr. Hernandez, thank you for being here. Good afternoon, we have before us Marcos Agustin.
Tenemos a Marcos Agustín ante nosotros.
Good afternoon, sir.
Buenas tardes, caballero.
Ahí está.
You're before the court for one count of disorderly conduct in a public place,
Lo han traído ante el tribunal por un cargo de desorden público
and count two is resisting officer without violence.
y el segundo cargo es haberse resistido a la gente sin violencia.
The court does find probable cause.
El tribunal determina causa probable.
Judge, I realize his bond is $100.
Hold-
These are
hold-
misdemeanor offenses.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, counsel. Forgive me.
Hold on just a minute. All right, what were you saying, Mr. Romero? Sorry.
Judge, Mr. Augustine has lived here in South Florida for 1 year. He is working and lives in Davie with his son.
Juez, el señor Agustín lleva un año viviendo en Broward, vive en Davie y tiene empleo y vive con su hijo.
Most importantly, Judge, I believe this is his first arrest.
Más importante aún, juez, entiendo que es su primer arresto.
If that's correct, I'm going to be asking the court to consider releasing Mr. Augustine ROR.
De ser así el caso, voy a solicitar que el tribunal considere liberar al señor Agustín por su propio reconocimiento.
All right, I'll grant a ROR on this case.
Muy bien, le voy a conceder que salga por su propio reconocimiento.
Does he have a residence for court notice to go
He
to?
said he has a residence. Isn't that correct?
Tiene residencia, ¿no es así?
What is his,
He lives in Davie in a trailer with his son.
Vive en Davie
does he
con
know
su
the
hijo.
address? Because it does say at large on the,
¿Cuál es la dirección de tu dirección? ¿Dónde vives?
No lo sé cuál es la dirección, porque ahora poco me vine allí.
¿Ah?
Ahora poco me llego allí. Me cambié mi renta allí, estaba en para trailer.
I don't know the address, I just know how to get there, and once I get there, the trailer is there.
well, tell him that his son is gonna have to come with him to the clerk's office to get put the address on record, because otherwise there'll be a warrant out for his arrest because he won't get his court notice.
Bueno, pues su hijo tendrá que acompañarlo a usted a la secretaría del tribunal a dar la dirección correcta del remolque, del tráiler, porque de lo contrario, el tribunal no tendrá una dirección para notificarle los procedimientos posteriores y le van a emitir una orden de arresto.
¿Entiendes? Ok. Thank you, Judge.
All right, good luck, sir.
Buena suerte, caballero.
Is there anyone else who needs a Spanish interpreter?
¿Hay alguien más que necesite de un intérprete en español?
Not here at Main, Judge.
I think that's it, because we have two more persons, so thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
It's always good to see you. Mark DeMio,
Mr. DeMio is here at Main, Judge, approaching.
all right, Mr. DeMio was arrested on the 23rd, February 23rd, so he's back for a second look on his bond status. He currently has a bond of $1,000. What is his status?
Judge, that's correct. Unfortunately, Mr. DeMio is not going to be able to afford to post a monetary bond. He's been here his whole entire life. He was working in roofing, but unfortunately, he was a victim of a robbery in which he got injured, and now that's not allowing him to work. So financially, he's indigent. He was homeless, but he went ahead and made an appointment, and he was supposed to actually go to the hack on Monday, in which I believe they were going to try and find him some sort of accommodations. But right now, Judge, there's no one that can post his bond, so we're going to be asking the court to consider releasing him on pretrial release.
Also, Judge, it appears as though and I'm looking at the probable cause affidavit, it appears as though this is a residue case. Mr. DeMeo was caught in possession of a syringe that tested positive for MDMA, but I don't see any indication there were any other narcotics found on him, so there's a very good chance that this charge will be filed as a misdemeanor.
It's not residue. There's clear liquid in the syringe.
Yeah, that could still be considered to be a residue case by the state. So I'm not saying that will happen, but I think it could happen.
By definition, clear liquid cannot be residue.
All right,
He has a very lengthy history of drug possession.
I see some of it is on this PC. When was Mr. DeMeo's most recent,
I know he had one in December, Judge, but that was no info, and I believe before that, he does have priors, but I believe it's a little bit dated. So I don't think nothing recent.
Yeah, I've been in trouble since the end of 14.
all right, Mr. Linda.
Thank you. He was arrested last month for methamphetamine that was declined February 6th. In 2015, between 2015 and 2014, he had 4 possessions of PVP, 1 possession of ethylone, 1 delivery of cannabis, and possession of felony controlled substance. Violated probation, sentenced to 18 months in state prison. 2013, 2 counts of delivery of cannabis, battery, theft. Goes on from there, Judge, but those are the most significant.
And is it the hack that he's hoping to
Explain to the judge what you told me about the hack.
Yeah, the hack doesn't admit people over the weekend, and I was trying to get in there on Monday, going to the Broward outreach team, because of my foot. It's a little difficult to get around, so I went to the homeless shelter, and I was supposed to start therapy because my foot the swelling just went down. My foot was like a Professor Clump foot.
Okay.
My injury isn't even 3 weeks old. The tendons and ligaments got pulled in my Achilles heel.
All right.
I can't put it on my foot. Like, I'm standing on 1 foot right now.
Okay, I don't want you to do that. You have a chair, so sit in it. That's okay. All right, I am gonna release Mr. DeMeo on standard pretrial supervision with random testing for drugs and alcohol.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, this is the location of pretrial?
It's right here, the same building over here.
Correct, it's across the street, the glass building. You need to be there tomorrow morning, okay? Because by the time you get today, they're closed. So you're gonna have to report tomorrow morning.
All right, then we can go to the misdemeanor docket. And we have Kenton Chance.
North Broward.
Yes,
He's a reset for tomorrow.
okay.
Well, actually, he wasn't. He does have a court date tomorrow, but it's in front of his division judge.
Okay.
He's represented by John Weeks. I spoke to John earlier this afternoon. And he has a hearing set to resolve this cannabis charge tomorrow morning. Mr. Chance also has a no bond out-of-state hold, so we don't need to reset him for this division.
Okay, so then we'll take no action and he doesn't need to be reset. Thank you.
Yes.
Jake Benson.
Mr. Benson is here at Main, Judge, approaching. Come on up, sir.
All right, Mr. Benson has been in on this charge since February 10th.
Correct.
What's the status?
Judge, my understanding is he went to court yesterday. He had another felony case open. He resolved his case. He was state sentenced. He received a year and a day. He's not going to be going to serve a state sentence until this matter is basically done. So at this time, he's requesting to see if the state has a plea offer on this case.
Okay. No.
Your Honor,
Yes.
he's actually set for, a change of plea Friday morning before Judge Diaz.
Okay.
I'm asking that he be allowed, I don't know if there's been negotiations
All right.
between
So
his attorney and the state.
so he can resolve it on before his division judge then. All right.
Can I resolve it today, ma'am?
No, let's wait for your presiding judge. You have a judge, and there's a hearing set for a change of plea.
I know that. That's because I called today and I talked to my public defender, but I'm trying to resolve it so I can go ahead with my state time. It was my public defender I talked to today. I mean, I'll take whatever state wants to run concurrent, adjudicate me. I'll take that right now, Your Honor. I just want to go without my state time.
Mr. Linder?
Your Honor, I understand, and like I said, I don't know if there.
You don't have any.
And while
Okay.
it might, it's probably a moot issue because of his state sentence, if there has been any discussion between his public defender and the assigned ASA,
Okay.
I really don't want to get in the way of
All right, Mr. Benson, you'll deal with it on Friday before your judge. Robert Cantwell?
Mr. Cantwell is here at Maine. Come on up, sir.
All right, Mr. Cantwell was arrested on February 23rd. That was over the weekend, but what's going on with Mr. Cantwell?
Judge, he was here on Monday, in which my understanding is he basically has a clean record. He's a registered voter. I asked the court to consider an outright ROR. At that time, the court disagreed with me, so I contacted his family. Unfortunately, his family, they're not able to bond him out. So at this time, we're going to be requesting Mr. Cantwell be released on pretrial release.
I don't have a problem. I think that's what Your Honor was offering to begin with, but I think the request was
Oh,
to leave the bond in place.
okay. All right, so I'll grant the pretrial release at this time.
I think so.
I'll do random testing though.
So we're in tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, I believe that that's all we have on our afternoon docket. And so I will see everyone tomorrow morning.